Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to episode number 11 of the Houston Astros franchise here at MLB The Show 20. Now, I know it's been a while, but thank you guys for staying patient. There's just a lot going on right now. But we're going to jump straight into the first game against the Mariners. The Mariners are going to throw on Yusei Kikuchi up on the mound, who's got 6 starts, got a 3.62 ERA, 31 hits, 37 and a third innings pitched during that time. This Mariners team has really struggled to start the season. They sit at 9-23, the worst team in the American League. And he'll start off his day against Michael Brantley, whose 4-game hit streak going into this game, hitting .241 on the season. First pitch to Brantley is a called strike on the inside half of the plate. The only team that we're in front of in the West is the Mariners. 1-2 count to Brantley. He's going to pop this pitch up right behind the pitcher's mound. That is the third baseman coming in to make the play because they were on the shift. So that is Seager. As we take a look at this Astros lineup, we just saw Brantley. Next we'll see Alex Bregman at the 2 spot, followed by Altuve, Alvarez, and then Correa. George Springer, 6 spot. 7th will be the right fielder Kyle Tucker for today as Reddick gets a day off, followed by Yuli and Maldonado. And I'll bring up Alex Bregman, who's got a 3-1 count, and he's going to draw a 5-pitch walk and take his spot at first base. Next up, Altuve, 2-2 count to Altuve. He gets a pitch right down the middle and shoots that one past Seager at third base. And we have runners on first and second now with 1 out. That'll bring up the very powerful Yordan Alvarez, but he's going to swing and miss on a slider running away. So 2 outs now for Carlos Correa, And he's going to take a fastball and line this one, but right at the right fielder for the day. And that is no runs for the Astros. Astros are sending out Justin Verlander, who through 6 starts has gotten 2 wins in his previous 2 outings. Got a solid ERA, 2.29. Defending Cy Young winner showing that he's not ready to go out yet. 39 1/3 innings pitched. It's had a very solid start to his season. And is finally getting that run support to back him up. Starting the day off for the Mariners will be the speedy Malik Smith, who's playing center field on the day. First pitch to Malik Smith on the day is a called strike on the slider, so it's an 0-1 count. Astros sit at 11-19 to start their year. A little disappointing for them. They wish to do better, but we'll see in this game. As Malik Smith pops up behind third base, Bregman with a good range is able to track that one down. Now we take a look at the Mariners lineup. We just saw Malik Smith. Next will be the shortstop J.P. Crawford, followed by the powerful Mitch Haniger in right. Daniel Vogelbach at first. Cargo over there, the DH, hitting 5th. Seager at third, followed by Shed Long at second. Tom Murphy behind the plate, and Kyle Lewis in left. Here is J.P. Crawford, who has a 1-0 count, and he's going to shoot this one in between the gap between first and second base, so he's on first with a base hit. Next up is Mitch Haniger, and he's going to pop this one up to center field. Springer playing really far back, has to come in for this one, and he makes the easy second out of the inning. Next up is first baseman Daniel Vogelbach. He's had a struggle start to his year, and it looks like his struggles continue as that's a deep center field ball again to Springer, but he's able to get underneath that one and make the play. We're going to jump ahead now to the top of the 3rd inning. Martin Maldonado leading the way. He's got 5 homers on the season. That's 4th on the Astros. A very solid surprise for the Astros to start his season. Wasn't expecting his big bat so far, as he's got a full count in the 3rd inning, but he grounds this one right to Crawford at short, who's going to make the easy play at first to record the first out of the inning. That'll take us back to the top of order with Michael Brantley. 2-2 to Brantley. He chases a changeup down below the zone. He dribbles this one out in front of the catcher, Murphy, who throws him out at first base. That'll bring up Alex Bregman, who's got a full count of his own, and he gets a fastball. That ball is hit on a line. Goodbye. That ball is gone way into the 3rd deck. Bregman shoots that one. That's his 10th home run of the season. 403 feet, and the big bat of Bregman continues to show support here for the Astros. That is a 1-0 lead. Another solo shot for Alex Bregman. He's had plenty of those in his, so far to start his campaign, and he gives the Astros a very early lead here in the 3rd inning. Altuve's up next on the 0-2 count. He's going to go down on the changeup on the corner, it looks like, for strike 3. Next up, top of the 5th, here's Kyle Tucker, the young right fielder for the day. 0-1 count to him. He shoots a slider past, beats the shift. We're right behind second base where the shortstop is playing, and he's on first with the base hit. Be careful about Kyle Tucker. He's very speedy. He's going to take off on this pitch. He's going to try to get second base, and he's going to steal second base. So runner on second now with no outs for Yuli, but he takes a fastball looking on the up inside part of the play. Yes, that was a strike. And that's Kikuchi's 5th on the day. Here's Maldonado, 2-0 count. He's going to pop this one up to the left fielder, and he is going to make the play. They're not going to test Kyle Lewis in left field, obviously. So now we got 2 outs in the 5th inning. Here's Michael Brantley with a chance to get some runs on the board. He reaches for a fastball, but this ball is going to bloop into center for a base hit. Malik Smith is unable to reach that one. and now it's a 2-0 Astros. Big batter Bregman's up next, but he's going to look at a fastball down in the zone. Kikuchi, he is fanning batters, just not getting run support. Now we go to the bottom of the fifth to see if the Mariners can answer anything that's going on. Here we start with Shed Long. 1-2 count to Shed, and he pops this one to right field. Kyle Tucker, on the day, playing well in right field, records the out. Here's Tom Murphy, the catcher behind the plate. He's going to strike out on a ball that reaches the back of the plate, and that's Verlander's fourth strikeout of the game. Here comes Kyle Lewis with 2 outs, and Verlander gets him to shoot this one to right field. That's very deep. That ball's at the wall, but Kyle Tucker has enough space to get underneath that one and record the out. Jump ahead to the top of the 8th now. Astros still up 2-0. Verlander putting in work for the Astros this game. As we start off with Altuve, 2-2 count to him. He shoots this one. That ball's going to go into the gap between left center field. And Altuve's going to round first and have a very easy double to start the top of the 8th inning. So the Astros still in business trying to give Verlander some more run support. And Altuve's going to try to help. That one's on a line to the second baseman, so that's 1 out. Here goes Carlos Correa. He's going to put this one on a line, but that ball's behind second base on a line. And that's going to score Altuve. So 3-0 lead here for the Astros. For George Springer, he's chasing a changeup in the dirt. Aaron Fletcher now on the mound gets his first strikeout of the day. And then I bring up Kyle Tucker on a 1-0 count. He's going to dribble this one, and it's going to get past second base. So that ball is going to get into the outfield. So the Astros not trying to be done yet here in the top of the 8th inning. But Yuli Gurriel is going to bloop this one past shortstop, and that ball is going to get into the outfield, and that ball is going to score a run. Kyle Tucker got to be careful getting back to second base there. Almost got thrown out. That's going to bring in Austin Adams here for the Mariners. Not a good start to his season. 6.55 ERA through 10 games of work and 11 innings pitched. He'll have to start his day against George Springer, one of the hottest, Maldonado, and he's going to pop this one to right field. So he gets in and gets his job done, but it's now a 4-0 lead here for the Astros. And J.P. Crawford is going to start the last chance here for the Mariners. They have one more inning to get a run on the board, and Verlander is still on the mound, trying to get a complete game here to start off. 1-0 to Crawford. This ball is going to be lined into left field, but Brantley out there showing the gold glove, putting his name in the Web Gems, records the first out. 3-1 to Mitch Haniger next. He's going to check his swing, and he's going to draw a walk to first base. So runner on first here with 1 out. Verlander 8 1/3 strong, striking out 7 batters, only giving up 4 hits. So a very solid day for Verlander. He's going to get 8 batters here with Daniel Vogelbach looking on the inside pitch. And that'll bring up the former Colorado Rocky. He's yet to get a hit, really struggling with his season. This would be a big turnaround for him if he can get on base. 2-1 count to him, though, but he's going to dribble this one over to Correa. He's going to flip it to Altuve, and the Astros come away with the win here in Game 1 in Seattle. So a very solid, statement win here for the Astros. They're not content being in the bottom half of the AL West as they dominate the bottom-dwelling Mariners in this game. Mariners moved to 9-24 to a sore start, and the Astros 12-19. As you see the Mariners on the bench, they're just wondering what's happened to this season already. Verlander gets the win. Kikuchi gets the loss. Verlander complete game, only 4 hits given up. Solid outings, putting his name in for another Cy Young, despite his record only being 3-3. He gets player of the game here for the Astros. To take a look at some of the stats. Bregman obviously went deep. Brantley, Bregman, Gurriel, and Correa all had RBIs. For the Mariners, just 2 doubles on the day. Vogelbach and Smith. Take a look at the AAA, because remember I mentioned Rogelio Armenteros. If he can show a solid outing, will get called up. And he did have a pretty solid outing, so we're going to call him up. He's actually going to start off in the pen. We need some help in the bullpen, so he will actually be in the pen. But we're actually not going to call down Josh James like I might have mentioned. We're going to call down Justin Farrell, who's just not had a good start to the season. He's in the 50s, 25 years old, but he is out of options, so we're going to have to put him on waivers to get there. He does clear waivers. Game 2, the Astros win thanks to a 3-run 9th inning to win this one 3-2. Greinke went 7 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs, both in that last inning, and he did fan 10 batters, so good for Greinke. Altuve led the way for the Astros, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs, while Daniel Vogelbach had a home run for the Mariners. Now we go to Game 3. The Mariners are able to avoid the sweep as they win this one 2-0. Astros only 3 hits. Chen went 8 innings pitched and only gave up 3 hits for the Seattle Mariners. Shed Long 1 for 2 with the triple, where they're big performers. Now we go to game 4, and the Astros are able to take 3 out of 4 in the series as they win this 7-3. Thanks to Alvarez with the bomb going 3 for 4. Reddick and Correa also had home runs as well. And Cargo went yard for Seattle going 1 for 4 on the day. That'll take us to the second game of this episode. We'll be playing the Kansas City Royals. We'll see Josh James on the mound going up against Mike Montgomery. Josh James might have got lucky not being sent down earlier, but he'll have to show out here if he wants his roster spot to be safe. Royals are off to a very solid start to their year, 22-12. As we take a look at Mike Montgomery, 6 starts, 3.82 ERA. Not too shabby here for Mike Montgomery, the left-hander. And we'll see what he can do against this Astros squad. As you see, Josh James, 9 ERA through 6 starts. Very lucky not have been sent down. He's fighting for his rotation spot, especially Rogelio being called up. So we'll see what he's able to do. Michael Brantley will start the day off for the Astros, and he gets a hanging curveball, puts this one into the gap, and it does get down. So base hit here for Michael Brantley to start the game, as Alex Gordon and Whitfield weren't able to get there. Take a look at the lineup. Astros relatively the same. Reddick's in right field now, but we have Bobby Witt for the Royals, followed by Nicky Lopez at second, Whit Merrifield in center, Jorge Soler behind the plate, Hunter Dozier, who's had a hot bat so far in the fifth spot. Salvador Perez is behind the plate for the Royals. Ryan O'Hearn, Michael Franco, and Alex Gordon round out their roster. Here comes Bregman. He's going to put a ground ball to shortstop. That'll be an easy 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, the Astros have 2 down in the first inning. That'll bring up Jose Altuve. And the very first pitch he sees is a pop-up behind the plate. Salvador Perez does have enough space to get underneath that one and get a scoreless first inning for the Astros. Bobby Witt going to start the inning off for the Kansas City Royals. The first pitch he sees, and he's going to try to lay down a bunt, but that one is foul. So something to be careful of. Witt does have some speed. Very next pitch, he won't need his speed as that one's lined into left field, but Brantley, another web gem. That's 2 diving catches here in this episode. Brantley showing the glove out. We like to see that. Nicky Lopez up for the Royals, and this one's shot down the third base line past Bregman, and we have a runner on second base here as Lopez will use that speed and get into second base. So 1 out here. That'll bring up Whit Merrifield for the Royals, hitting .252 on the season. He's going to strike out on that outside fastball. Good pitch by James to record his first strikeout. That'll bring up Jorge Soler, 1-2 count to him, and that ball is blasted out to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. That one's going to actually hit the top of the foul pole, so it is fair, and that ball is gone. 2-run shot for Soler, his 13th of the season, and Josh James' struggles continue as he gives the Royals a 2-0 lead here. 396-foot shot here for Soler as that was a moon ball out to left field and gives the Royals a lead. Next comes a very hot Hunter Dozier hitting .348 on the season. He rockets this one to center field, but thankfully it's right at Springer, so the damage is only 2 runs. Go to the top of the second to see if the Astros can get some answers, and Alvarez puts a perfect ball right into center right field with a base hit to start the second inning. Here comes Carlos Correa, and the first pitch he sees is going to be a fastball high and inside, but that one's going to bloop into right field. So now we have runners on first and second with no outs, and that'll bring up George Springer. He's one of our hot bats so far to start the season. He gets a changeup that is left over the middle of the plate and makes him pay. That ball rattles off against the wall. Alvarez will score. Here comes, Correa, and that ball will score as well. So just like that, Astros are able to tie it up thanks to Springer's 7th double on the season. I'll bring up Josh Reddick because we still have no outs, and this ball's blooped in the left field, but will be the first out of the inning. Next up, Yuli Gurriel, the first baseman, full count to him. He gets a changeup on the outside half of the plate, but this ball hangs in the air a little too long, so unable to move Springer so far at second base. With 2 outs now, here comes Martin Maldonado. He's first pitch swinging on a changeup on the outside half of the plate as well, but this time Soler is able to get it in right field. So 2-2 now here in the bottom of the second. Here's Salvador Perez at the plate for the Royals. He pops one up on an 0-1 count, and that will be an easy play for the shortstop Correa to record that out. Next batter, Ryan O'Hearn, hitting .304 on the season. He's first pitch swinging, and he's trying to beat the shift as Michael Brantley able to get that one as well. He is just all over the place defensively. So that's 2 outs now for Michael Franco as a full count, but Brantley is going to be unable to catch this ball. He tries to go up against the wall, but that ball is gone into the bullpen. And another home run given up by the Astros. Michael Franco's 6th of the season puts the Royals back in front with a 3-2 lead. Astros, one of the worst teams so far giving up home runs this season. They're 29th out of 30th. in the entire league. I think the only team better they are at is the Giants. So that's been something that's plagued them, is this long ball as we look to get it done. Josh James not off to a good start, but he does get Alex Gordon to ground to shortstop to limit the damage to 1 run. So now we'll see what the Astros are able to do. And actually, excuse me, we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th here for the Royals. Jorge Soler at the plate, and Josh James' struggles continue as he gives up a leadoff single into center field. And that'll bring up the next batter, which is Hunter Dozier, but he's able to chop this one to Josh James. Double play, not in order, so they only throw Dozier out at first, which will bring up Salvador Perez, who's going to beat the second base. No, Altuve does knock it down, but he is not going to be able to throw him out at first. Now we have runners on the corners here with 1 out for Ryan O'Hearn, and he grounds this one past the glove of Altuve. That's another run for the Royals. 4-2 now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Michael Franco up next, but he's going to chop this one to Alvarez. 4, 6, and no 3 at first base as Michael Franco is able to beat this one out. So runners on first and third now with 2 outs, and that's another run given up for James. A single basically in the same spot where all the singles have been this inning, and it's now 5-2 Royals in this inning. Josh James just trying to get out of the inning. He's able to do so. So now the Astros in the 3-run hole as we go to the top of the 5th. Martin Maldonado leading it off here for the Astros. He flew out back in the 2nd inning to start off his day, and we'll see what he can do against Mike Montgomery. He's first pitch swinging once more. Change up to the third baseman Franco. Easy throw out of Martin Maldonado at first base. Michael Brantley up next, 3-1 count to him. He gets a fastball or sinker he can do something with, but is unable to get it past Gordon in left field. So that's 2 outs to start off the 5th inning. That'll bring up Bregman, who's first pitch swinging on a sinker. That ball slicing into the center right gap, and he will round first, go to 2 for an easy double to have 2 outs on the inning. So a little bit of a late inning rally here for the Astros. We'll see if they can keep it up. Altuve up next, 2-0 count. Now he grounds this one to the shortstop, but Bobby Witt, with a bad throw pulls him off the bag. So we still have a chance here in the 5th inning to get some runs. First and third, 2 outs, and Alvarez makes the error pay as he lines this one into the center field. Bregman scores. So we have runners on first and second now, 2 outs for Carlos Correa. 1-0 count to Correa. Changeup past the left fielder Gordon. This ball rattles up against the wall. Another run here for the Astros. And that is a second and third. Only 1 run behind now for George Springer, who gets the sinker blowing right past him. So Astros make them pay on the error for the inning as it's now a 5-4 game here into the bottom of the 5th inning. Nicky Lopez up for the Royals. We see Josh James still on the mound as he gets a pop-up this time to Bregman out in fair territory. And look at that diving play. The Astros showing the gloves here in this episode. Plenty of solid plays. We like to see that. Whit Merrifield's up next. This time he pops this one into Brantley in left field, and he gets the out. So 2 outs. Maybe Josh James can settle down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jorge Soler, though, he says, nope, sorry, that's not going to happen. That ball's deep into left field. Another ball into the Astros bullpen, and that is a now 6-4 lead here for the Royals. Jorge Soler, 100th home run on the season. Good for him. His 2nd home run on the day, as he already has 14 in this season. 382 into the left field bullpen, and the Royals jump off to get another 2-run lead here as they are just cooking at home in Kauffman Stadium. That'll be it for Josh James. He's finally pulled, and we pull in Homer Bailey, who's been moved to the bullpen. We saw him start the year off in the rotation, but 6.33 ERA has moved him to the bullpen, and we'll see what he can do here in this inning in relief. See if he can get Hunter Dozier out. He rockets this one right at Brantley, and that is actually over the head of Brantley. So Brantley will have to get this one into the field, and Dozier has a 2-out double. And Salvador Perez is up next. He lines this one past Bregman at third, and they're going to test it. Dozier's going to come home, and this ball is offline. So Homer Bailey unable to get the Royals or the Astros out of the inning, as it's now a 7-4 inning or 7-4 score. And O'Hearn will finally line this one at Brantley. So another 3-run deficit here for the Royals, or for the Astros, excuse me. As Jesse Hahn comes in for the Royals, 2.15 ERA, had a very solid start to his season. He's going to come in relief and try to shut down the Astros offense, which has been hot themselves so far. As we see Reddick in the top of the 6th inning, he grounds this one to the first base, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Yuli Gurriel up next, 0-2 count to Yuli. He gets a curveball. Perfect shot, but that one's right at the third baseman. Franco, you hate to see that. Sometimes that's just how it goes in baseball. Martin Maldonado up next, full count to him. He draws a walk, so another 2-out base runner here for the Astros. puts him at the top of the lineup too for Michael Brantley. He's got a 1-go count. He's going to get a high changeup and put this one into the gap in center field. Maldonado's going to roll to second base. He's going to try to round third base. He's going to be sent home. He's chugging along, going at the plate, and he's able to get it as that throw is offline. So 7-5 lead here for the Royals now as Alex Bregman comes up. Unfortunately, he grounds this one right at Bobby Witt and gets out of the inning. So Astros trying to chip away at this lead. Now we go to the top of the 7th, and we see Altuve leading off. He's going to bloop this one into right field. Soler has enough space for that one. So 1 out now for Yordan Alvarez, who gets a full count, and he's going to slap this one down the left field line. That ball's fair, and that ball's going to beat the shift. So Yordan Alvarez almost already at second base before Alex Gordon even gets to the ball. So we got a 1-out double here for the Astros. Carlos Correa up next gets a fastball. He drops this one into center or right field. Soler is able to rear back for that one, but Alvarez is going to tag and move up to third base. So runner on third here for 2 outs. And here comes George Springer. He gets an 0-1 count, and he gets a hanging curveball and slaps this one basically in the same spot Alvarez did earlier. So that's going to bring in another RBI for the Astros, as it's now a 7-6 lead here with 2 outs. Ian Kennedy will now come in for the Royals. 18 games so far, 3.38 ERA through 21 1/3 innings work. Royals just looking for anybody to slow down this Astros offense and keep a hold of their lead. 1-2 count to Josh Reddick, and that's a moving cutter down and in, and we'll get Reddick looking. But we're going to jump to the top of the 8th now. Astros have 2 more innings to get a tie run, but Yuli Gurriel is just going to get it on his first at-bat. That ball's off the lower half of the left field foul pole, and just like that, the Astros tie it up at 7. Yes, they were down, but they were not out, as that is Gurriel's 3rd home run of the season. 372 feet, and now we have a tie ball game in Kauffman Stadium. Astros are rolling, and the Royals have no answer for them as they go to another pitcher. Jake Kalish here, his 8th game of the season. He's got a 5.68 ERA. I don't know if he's really the one you want, in relief. We'll see what happens. Maldonado, he does get Maldonado to pop out into the second baseman, and Lopez is able to make that play. Brantley 0-2 count to him. He bloops this on the left field, and basically the same side, except Bobby Witt's able to make this play. So now we have 2-2 for Alex Bregman, and he shoots this one right past Witt at shortstop. It's another 2-out rate base runner for the Astros. That's been the theme so far in this game. Altuve up next, 2-1. He doesn't get anything going. That ball's popped up to Soler in right field. So we're at 7-7 now. We're going to go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Royals have a chance to win this one at the bottom of the 9th inning. We have Brad Peacock on the mound, who shows a little bit of quick leather and is able to field that one for the first out. Lopez up next. Shot this one past Gurriel at first base. So Nicky Lopez, the winning run, is on first base here with 1 out. Brad Peacock will pitch to Whit Merrifield next, and he bloops this one into right field. So now it's another base hit. Winning run on second base here with 1 out. And that's going to bring in Chris Davinsky here for the Astros. 14 games, 7.36 ERA. That Johnny Cook's hoping that he can limit this Royals offense and put it into extra innings. 0-1 count to Soler, and he does just that. Look at that 4-6-3 double play, and we're going to get some free baseball here in Kansas City. Maldonado gets the first pitch he sees, and he doesn't want free baseball apparently. That ball is gone. Another ball into the Astros bullpen, and that is a 8-7 lead here for the Astros as they are starting to complete the comeback. 403 feet, and Maldonado puts the Astros up in the top of the 10th inning. Clutch bat by our catcher here in extras. Astros look to add some more insurance runs, but Michael Brantley is going to take a pitch off of his back of his arm, so he will go to first base with no outs. Alex Bregman up next. He's not going to be able to catch up to a changeup in the dirt, so that's 1 away. Altuve's up next. He gets a nice solid pitch to hit. This ball is in the air though and caught by Alex Gordon. So Alvarez is the last chance to add any more runs, and he shoots this one right up the middle. So bases on first and second now for the Astros, and they have another chance to add another run. They'll have to do it though against Kevin McCarthy, who's going to come in for the Royals. Not had the best of seasons, 9.45 ERA. Astros look to ding him up a little bit, and another base hit now, as this time Correa will put this one to right field. So bases loaded with 2 outs for George Springer, and he will look at a fastball down in the zone. So 8-7 now in the bottom of the 10th inning. That'll bring in Roberto Osuna, the dominant closer for the Astros. He's 6 for 6 so far on the season, only giving up one earned run through 7 innings, and he will start his day against Hunter Dozier, the hottest bat for the Royals. And he will beat the shift and put this one right where the second baseman should have been. So we got tying run on first base here with no outs. That'll bring up Salvador Perez. He's going to pop this one into center field for Springer. So we have one down in the bottom of the 10th inning. Dozier's still on first base. And up comes Ryan O'Hearn, and he's going to pooch this one to Altuve, who makes the play though, but is only able to get one. So runners on first now with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Michael Franco, who did go yard already in this game. He represents the winning run at the plate. He will walk to first base, and now tying run on second, winning run on first. It's not easy for Osuna, and he will walk the next batter as well. So Osuna really in some trouble now. Bases loaded, 2 outs here for the Royals. They're going to pinch run Brent Phillips on first base, I guess just to beat an infield single, and that'll bring in Bobby Witt Jr. This is the game moment right here. 2-0 count to Witt Jr. He's going to pop this one up into shallow center field. Altuve is going to reach all the way into center field and make the play. So it wasn't easy. The Astros are able to walk away with an 8-7 win. Good fight by the Astros to come back in this one, score the last 4 runs, and take an 8-7 win. They moved to 15-20 on the season. Royals 22-13. Alvarez is the player of the game, going 5 for 6 with a double and an RBI. Osuna gets a save. Davinsky gets the win for the Astros. Plenty of hits to go around. 18 for the Astros, 15 for the Royals. And they're going to give Kalish the loss at 1-2. Astros continue their winning ways. They win the second game, but this time it's a pitcher's duel, 2-0. Alvarez provides our support. He went 1 for 4 with a 2-run blast. Verlander, another complete game. This time 13 strikeouts, 6 hits given up. Before we go into game 3, though, we got a little bit of a trade. Remember, we were looking at Adam Ottavino on the trade block. Well, he's gone now. He's at Boston. As the Red Sox and the Yankees make a trade very interesting. The Yankees trade Adam Ottavino to the Red Sox, and in exchange they get Nathan Eovaldi, a guy who's very familiar with the Bronx. He used to be a former Yankee before going over to Boston. He hasn't had the very best couple of seasons in Boston, but Yankees hope he can turn his season back around now that he's back in the Bronx. We lose game 3 though. We're unable to get the sweep as it's a 4-2 win here for the Royals. They moved to 23-14. Merrifield went yard for the Royals, and Mejia, Lopez, and Gordon had the other 3 RBIs, while we were led by a 2-run homer from Reddick. That'll be it for the games of this episode. Next time, we'll be actually playing some rematches. This time, we are home against Seattle and home against Kansas City as we 16-21. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the Astros back here on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe if you have in order to see more content, and I appreciate it, you guys. I'll see you in the next episode.